Так, а ну-ка, тест. Тест. Слышно звук? Сейчас, секунду. Так, ну нужно идти дальше, как называется. Отдавать книжку челику. Потом в кузницу.
Go sniff somewhere else. God bless you. The only bit of profile wine. That's just it. Some noble was resting under it. Not for shade, but because it was pissing down.
All the more reason to leave it be, no?
Aye, but the weather had been stormy for... What? You're covered in blood, my friend.
Чё?
I've travelled half the region on account of your saltpeter. So I think it's time you told me something about yourself.
I think by now you know who I am, and what my place in the world is. This is where I stand, and over there is my mill. I'm just an ordinary miller, with an extraordinary interest in the way the world runs.
Well, at least tell me why you've settled in Lower Semine, of all places.
Isn't it obvious? It's the arse end of the world. It's peaceful here. At least it was until you came around and started asking questions.
I have the book for you.
Well, I must admit, I haven't had an apprentice this handy in a long time. Zinnik has nothing on you.
I had a peek inside. The pictures are nice, but what do you want to learn from them?
You'll find out soon
Урок
enough.
делать, алло.
Show me that miraculous thing. This really is something. But why is it all covered in shit, for fuck's sake?
Не будь нежен, кого не спрашивай.
Let's just say the scribe didn't have it. It actually wasn't even in the castle. Under it, really.
Oh, refining saltpeter. Boil wine and alum. Grind. Ah, of course, it makes sense. I'll study the rest on the way. Well, the last chapter of our story of knowledge awaits us. The grand finale.
So what now? Do you have another job for me?
Charcoal. Sulfur from Hermes Trismegistos. Saltpeter from the carcass pit. As long as Black Bertolt didn't make any mistakes in his calculations, we have everything.
What Bertold? Oh, God damn it, Kraser, what's going on here? I'm tired of flying back and forth like a rag on a stick. I won't be led around by the nose. Will you finally tell me what's going on?
Believe it or not, all this secrecy had its reasons. But now I don't have to hide anything from you. It's time. We'll meet with the others in the lair, and there you'll learn the whole truth. You go ahead. I'm going to get a few things ready here.
All right, then. I hope you keep your word this time.
See you soon, my friend.
О, вот теперь можно слить чела. Я бы сначала посмотрел, на самом деле, что там в логове будет, а потом уже сдал бы его. Где оно? Оно как раз недалеко. Дерево сохранилось. 12. Отлично.
What'll happen now?
Our last supper, with only one but very filling course, awaits us.
Crazel, please. For once, just once, tell me what's actually going on.
And rob myself of enjoying your blissful ignorance? Not a chance. Tell me yourself, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, hopefully I'll finally find out what the point of all this was.
Or not, until you try another dose of niter.
I wouldn't do that to him. Not today. Bonnie will start today. At least I'll finally see if she understood my teachings. Bonnie?
First of all, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the whole gang for all the work you've done. We could never have finished the job without you. We found 2 new partners, you and Monarch here. It's good to have someone to rely on. So, it's time we started being honest with you, so you can finally learn the whole truth.
Not yet. Let's pull up that uppity bastard's leg a bit longer. That's the fun part.
One more word, Zinek, and you'll get one on the nose.
Calm down, friend. I'm just kidding.
А мне похуй.
Tell him then, Bonnie.
This whole time, you've been collecting ingredients and clues for us. But, so you wouldn't go nosing around, we always told you it was for something different
Это и
than
так
it
было,
actually
это и так
was.
было
The
понятно.
miller here calls it tackets.
Tactics, you idiot. And everything worked out according to plan. So today we're finally close to our great success. With the help of Hermes Trismegistos and his successors, we'll finally complete the dream of all alchemists. Our magnum opus.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Magnum opus. A great work of alchemy. You're trying to make the Philosopher's Stone.
I see you've learned something after all. But no, the Philosopher's Stone isn't our goal.
Let's see then, Henry. What is it you think we're making here?
Бомба.
Some kind of weapon?
Well, Henry's not too far from the truth after all, don't you think? Actually, he's pretty spot on. Although weapons were our last order of business. Let's start at the beginning. My father was a miller as well, but I was never much interested in the trade. Even as a young boy, I loved running around Lower Samine and investigating everything living and dead. And I had a lot of questions about everything. Then my mother, God rest her soul, decided it'd be best for me to go to study in Prague. As soon as I grew up and gained a bit of sense, I packed my bags and left.
So you went to a university in Prague? The son of a miller?
Why not? My father worked his arse off, and he had the coin for it, miller or not. I met a lot of remarkable people at the university, and my thirst for knowledge kept growing. But in the end, it only took a year of all that pretentious, scholarly blathering and hypocritical nonsense for me to realize I wouldn't learn anything proper there. Most of the students and masters are just a bunch of dogmatic fools. They have their own truth, and those who want to know more or ask the wrong questions fall into disfavor, as was my case.
So they kicked you out?
I didn't give them the pleasure. I left myself. The most important science is not subject to any religious dogma. And Of course, it's not taught at any university.
You mean alchemy?
Exactly. The art of combination and dissolution. The key to understanding the very nature of the world. There's only one queen of science. Alchemy. I returned to the mill in Lower Samine and started a new life.
What did your parents say when you returned from your studies?
My mother had already passed away. All my father said was, "I knew you'd be back." And he sent me to haul sacks of flour. I think in the end he was glad to have someone to take over the mill from him. From then on, alchemy became my true passion. I brought a few important books from Prague. I started with the most difficult thing. I tried to create gold.
That was pretty daring of you.
As you might expect, it didn't work. But after a few tries, I managed to create something entirely different. Once I tried mixing sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter. I had a candle burning next to me. A gust of wind scattered the mixture, and all of a sudden, bang! I almost shit myself, I tell you. But then I realized I'd unwittingly created a miracle. Explosive black powder.
So I was right. You're making weapons.
No, it's about much more than that. We're all in on it now.
I couldn't continue my experiments on my own, but Bonnie and Zinnig did a few little jobs for me.
So he initiated us.
But we just still didn't know how to do it right and not blow ourselves up in the process.
And we used up a huge amount of saltpeter and sulfur.
By the way, the manuscript from that Hermes Trismegistos was our shopping list and price list for material from Kuttenberg.
Only we didn't know correct proportions. I looked up a few of my former fellow students and brought it up with them. And we found out that before us, some monk had already made the discovery.
Some fella called Black Bertold. And that he even started writing a book called
Feuerfrei.
Feuerwerkbuch.
We can believe our luck
Oh,
when
yeah,
we
fine.
found out there's a copy of it right here at Trotsky.
And you know the rest.
It's a discovery that will change history. In the right hands, it can make miracles happen. All it takes is a spark, and a storm of fire will sweep away the old world order. It will wipe out stupidity and ignorance, once and for all.
And what will happen now?
As I said, we're about to have our last supper on our journey to satisfy our hunger for knowledge. A feast of smoke and fire. Black Bertold never finished his book, because he never had enough ingredients for his last great experiment. But now, thanks to you, we do. We can finally finish Bertold's work and finish his book. We'll see with our own eyes what a barrel of black powder can do. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Before we get started, there's something I want to know. This book, Feuerwerkbuch, what's written in it?
Everything you'd want to know about black powder. How to mix it in the proper ratio. How to store it. How to light it properly. And especially how to use it in warfare. Because that's the most important part, after all.
Do you really need that much saltpeter?
We do. Saltpeter makes up almost 3/4 of the mixture. Not even all the cows in the region could produce enough for us once we really get started with manufacturing.
What is it you're going to do with this powder?
During wartime, like it is now, a flammable and explosive mixture like this has more uses than you can imagine. If we had a few big barrels of the stuff, we could demolish Trotsky if we wanted to. And maybe we will.
All of us here are truly passionate about the idea of a new world. And now it's within our grasp.
What is it you studied at the university?
I was supposed to become a preacher.
That fits you. Maybe you'd even be a good preacher.
Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't.
God has a path prepared for each of us. And each of us here decided not to follow it.
I was supposed to be a dyer, but I was too lazy to work 6...
I was supposed to become a nun, but
And I've already told you everything.
How did a scholar and an alchemist become a thief?
Prague is a big city, and a poor student has learning to shop with 5 fingers was the first requirement.
I've heard enough. Now I want to see that with my own eyes.
Let's do it then. Bonnie, is everything ready?
Indeed, it is. We can get started. Long live the beautiful new world.
Мгм. Они реально хотят взорвать что-то. Надо их сдавать, пока они не натворили хуйни всякой. Типа, а после этого смогу сдать их, интересно или нет? Как бы я узнал, что они хотели. Они еще стоят рядом, смотрят. Ебать дебилы. Они прямо перед, блядь, бочкой с зачаткой стоят. Ебать, конченые. Сейчас оно как ёбнет.
Looks like it ain't working.
I'd say it works just fine.
This will change history.
What? I can't hear a thing. But I'd say it works just fine.
As long as you listen to me and keep the proportions right, you won't fuck it up.
Ага. То есть все, я уже не могу сдать.
You really led me on about the gunpowder magazine, didn't you? A golem made of dough, souls inside saltpeter, the secrets of light and shadow. That was all just empty talk, wasn't it?
Not exactly. It's all based on the real philosophy of the Jewish Kabbalah. I studied the writings of Bonaventura and Dietrich von Freiberg, but it was never in my interest to put their theories into practice. But they worked brilliantly as a cover-up. Don't you think?
I really thought you'd have a golem made.
Ah, but Black...
So for the last time, Crazel.
I'll do what I promised. I'm going to gather together all the knowledge I've acquired.
Uh-huh.
That's up to you, Henry. Lord Samin has no hold over you. You know, the inevitability of God.
That sounds... Now I'm even happy.
The idea... Maybe it's time to... But if you're still interested in...
I know where to...
Indeed. God be with you. And maybe wash up a bit, will you?
Пам-пам-пам. Так, ну, надо сдавать их. Бандитов сдавать надо. 1251. Мы их сдадим с потрохами.
God grant you help.
А где он?
God bless, sir. Welcome. What can I do for you?
I took care of Charlie. He's dead.
Yeah, I reckon he's not so handsome now, is he? I'm glad that fucker's dead. Did you bring me a souvenir like we talked about?
I've got it right here. Hope I didn't get any blood on it.
Aye, that's the one. Oh, that bastard really had good taste. But I don't plan on wearing it. Someone might mistake me for him and stab me in the back.
How about a reward? Surely I've earned something.
Believe me, I'd gladly give you something. If only old Samin wasn't such a miser. I'm starting to believe he really isn't as wealthy as he used to be. But, if you like, you can keep Charlie's cap.
I'll take it. It would be a shame for it to sit in the bottom of a trunk somewhere.
Be my guest. But,
So what now? I reckon I'll have to wait again, won't I?
aye, unfortunately. Farewell, sir.
And what do you want? I hope your blood has cooled a little since that ball.
Lord Samin, I'd like to apologise for ruining the wedding. I'm really sorry.
You showed your true colours, Henry. You really let me down. At least you're man enough to come and apologise. Don't apologise just to me, though. Never mind that the wedding cost me a fortune, to hell with that. But you should apologise to my son and his bride. May God be with you, Henry.
А где его это?
What are you doing here? Wanted to break in here, did you?
А где молодожены?
What is it you
Greetings.
I see you managed to wriggle out of things.
What? You mean my youthful folly with girls? Aye, I suppose.
I found a crossbow here.
Good for you. But what's it to do with me?
Well, I just wanted to tell you.
Enjoy it then. They never let me keep it anyway. So at least it'll be put to some use.
What in God's name are you doing here? I thought you'd end up in a noose.
Well, Benson met his end. Not me. Lord Samin understood I was innocent. Mostly. They even gave me a job here. I'm living quite well, actually. Got a roof over my head.
You've got the luck of the...
I'm used to it by now. Happens to me all the time.
Most likely the latter. You're Franzi.
Yeah, do I...
You probably don't remember me.
Oh, I see.
Anyway.
Farewell.
Так, теперь кому? В Тосковец. К шефу, короче, к шерифу ебаному, блядь, пиздец. Что за слово вообще? Может, надо лошадь почистить? Раз я здесь.
Good day. What'll it be? How do things submit the horse each in any some and if you
I'd like my...
I'll get right coin up.
What if it's just... How's this?
More. That
Here you go.
now then. Two could get going now.
You silly doggy.
Hans, it's me.
А этот чел.
Hans moved to Humperlet.
You still owe me for the stuff from Germany.
Look, friend, you have me confused with someone else. My name's not Hans.
If you're broke, just say so and stop trying to wriggle out of it.
You're Joachim, aren't you? We've met before.
I knew it, see? You do remember.
But my name's not Hans. It's Henry.
Why play around like this when we know each other so well?
How much does this Hans owe you?
Look, you owe me for the stuff I sent with you. You claimed you'd sell it for twice the price. You can keep half of it, but half is mine. That was the deal.
For the last time, I am not Hans!
Oh, well, I'm sorry. You're the spitting image of him. You really are. Well, I'll be sure to be extra careful from now on.
Show me what...
Just your...
Ага.
What can I do?
I'll settle that debt for you.
I could tell...
Here you go.
Thank you kindly.
I have to go.
Of course, God bless...
Не понял, почему репутацию потерял? Ой, это кто такой?
Looks like the hired hand, Venser from Apollonia. And by the looks of it, Lord Semin didn't go easy on him.
Что за карта? А ее нету на этом. Еще одна карта, которой нету. А, хотя это, наверное, скалы. Это, наверное, в Аполлонии где-то. Тут скалы. По дорожке надо пройтись. И внизу где-то должна быть это. Вот тут, что ли? Тут должна была быть где-то пещера, я эту пещеру не нашел.
Greetings to you. What can I...
What do you have? I'd like to do...
Well,
Is this...
we're get... Very... I was glad to be of help to you.
If you value your life, stop drinking. Alcohol is the scourge of mankind. The devil's temptation. Look at me.
Где наш рефраш? Ну и куда он пошел? На М-ку.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. Drinking. I woke up in the church, right under the altar. I have no idea how I wound up there.
dare to show your face to me after what you did at my daughter's wedding?
I apologize. I'm so sorry I ruined the wedding like that.
So you should be. And you should apologize to my daughter Agnes too. The poor girl's been down since the wedding, and it's all your fault.
It's time for the rat house to make a move on Crazel.
Do we have enough evidence to lock that rabble up? Tell me.
You might want to sit down for this, Thrush. Crazel has something that would allow him to raise the whole of Trotsky to the ground if he wanted to.
My God, how?
Откуда мы это поняли?
Listen.
Откуда мы поняли, если он нам даже не рассказывал про это?
What now?
It's time to put an end to it. I'll take a few men, and we'll head to that lair of theirs. Show us the way. Is there anyone missing here?
No. This is the whole gang.
Master Bailiff, what are you doing out here? In the forest? Such a rare honor.
The game is up, Crazel. In the name of the king, you'll tell me every last detail of what's going on here.
Of course. My conscience is clear. It's just that my apprentice here must have misunderstood the goal of our efforts. I assume that's why he brought you here.
Don't try to worm your way out of it. Henry here has cause to suspect something underhand is going on here.
You don't say. What sort of underhand things do you mean?
You sent me to steal the document from the rat house.
Don't associate me with thievery. You know I hate that word. The document was mine, and you decided on your own how to obtain it.
Horseshit. You've got all the thievery in the county under your thumb. Bonnie and Zinnek robbed a lot of poor farmers.
What my hands do behind my back is their own business. You can't prove any of it, Thrush.
I can't prove the thievery, Crazel. You're right about that. But I'll find plenty of evidence against you right here. The manufacture of black powder is a crime. I'm giving you one last chance to confess and avoid a visit to the torture chamber.
A crime? How could it be a crime? Is it a crime to walk down a path no one has walked before? To pick a flower no one has ever picked? Or to make love to a girl no one has ever made love to?
Save the poetry for someone who cares, Miller. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
But you don't know what I'm talking about. You see the shadows on the wall, but you miss the flame casting them. You don't understand the world hidden behind the world of matter. You'll never know what it means to harness and control that matter, what it means to wield the power of fire.
And you don't know when to stop babbling about your delusions, because you just unwittingly confessed.
We're fucked. This is the end.
What the hell is going on here?
You don't know? I thought you'd be...
You never were particular...
And I see I wasn't wrong about you. You fail to understand that to hell with a golem, the Kabbalah, shadows, and light. This is, if it gets into the right hands, stone shall not, along with the church and all that shit around it. Then God's justice will finally come among men.
I'd truly like to see that.
Sero sapiunt frigus.
Don't hide behind Latin. Your university lectures won't save you. You underestimated us. Especially our scribe. He learned all about black powder and the danger it poses. I didn't catch you for thievery, but I'll have you for aiding and abetting outlaws. You'll hang. All of you.
I have nothing to do with outlaws. I swear. Do you think I'd share such a secret with anyone?
Then what did you want to do with black powder?
To try it out, to test its power.
And how would you do that? Blow up the rat house?
No. Why would you think that?
You spoke of the end of the old world. Where else would you start but in Troskovitz?
You're more conceited than I thought. You think everything revolves around you and your little rat house? Henry, for Christ's sake, say something. You know me. You must understand.
He's a criminal. He deserves to hang.
You're on the right side.
There is only one wisdom and truth that is hidden in the very essence of things. You can't stop progress. There will be others after me. The discovery of black powder will eventually reach the people and serve the purpose for which God intended it.
Это вообще
From a
влияет
spark
на то, как мы
will come
получим мы пушку
explosion
или
of
нет?
knowledge, and then nothing will stop the coming of the new kingdom of God.
You might be right, but it'd be wiser not to start such experiments in these dark times. What would happen if Sigismund got his hands on this secret of yours? Or someone even worse than him?
You don't understand anything.
That's enough. Miller Crazel for rebellion against the king and the order of the world in a time of war. I sentence you and your accomplices to death by hanging. The sentence shall be carried out immediately and on the spot, as is the custom when dealing with rebels like you. Men, hang them from the rafters in this hole of theirs. Let them swing there as carrion for the crows and a warning to others.
God be with you. God be with you.
A miller making black powder? I'd never have expected that.
Not so loud. The Rat House greatly appreciates the work you've done. I'll let all the locals know how you've worked. You don't have to worry about Lower Semin any longer.
Don't worry.
Good.
Oh.
That's all.
Oh, excuse me.
Ну и кто смеется теперь?
Can't I go back to scraping niter off the walls of a sty instead of mixing this stuff?
As you listen to me and
You really got
Not I studied, but they were.
fuck it up.
I reckon I played the fool well, if you thought I was... I work for Conrad Keyser himself, just so you know.
Teaser. Fancy that.
So for the last time, Crazel...
I'll do what I'm going to. That's up, Lewis. You know,
That's now I mean...
yeah, maybe, but
I know...
indeed. See you soon, my friend.
We've been through...
Have you not? I've told you plenty already.
Well, I know about...
That's a clue to find yourself. See you soon, my friend.
Black powder? I'm not so stupid that I wouldn't realise you.
Bollocks. But it anyway. I hope the miller gives.
Farewell and good night.
Black powder?
Imagine, that monarch of ours.
That dog of yours?
Just that I was wondering, and now I'm. Hey,
I didn't.
but you said weapons. How did you find out?
The moment you started dealing with saltpeter,
Sakra. I told Crazel we should use the story about anyway. You did a damn fine job.
sourdough.
Well, when you came here, you were kind of... But as you gained experience, you've risen into a... Take care then, Sour. God be with you, and have a pleasant evening. God be with you.
Да, они тут лаборатория по созданию пороха. Подожди, а у меня что, уже есть, что ли, рецепт? А, нет, нету. Порох для пуль. Уголь, селитра, сера, вода. А серу и селитру где мне взять? Может, у меня в этом лошади находится оно? Нет.
Oh, I can't go any further. It's too deep.
And what do you... I hope you're...
Lord Sa-
You surely don't apologize. May God be with you.
What'll it be?
I need to ask you, but it will. What if it's just... You really...
That will...
Here you go then.
Now then. So you can get going now. Blessings to you. You silly dog.
Greetings.
I wanted to apologise for ruining your wedding.
You mean that fight? That's not worth mentioning. It wasn't your fault.
Вот
anyway.
именно.
Is everything all right, Agnes? You seem a little sad.
Don't worry. I'm just tired after the wedding.
Day. Go sniff somewhere else. You better call back.
Aye. What
This
can
property
you do?
belongs to someone else.
G'day.
Get off, you mutt! You better call back that door! God bless you. I've got. But I don't.
I'll take it. So what now?
I am. See you soon, my friend.
Such a naughty dog.
Get out of here,
Call
Mutts.
back that. I
No one wants to
apologize.
hear your barking.
What's going on?
Get out. Die, that's right.
Так, теперь надо саблю выковать.
I did it! I humbly bow. Hail, Dark Lord. I've been expecting you. Looks like I really was mistaken. There's no denying he popped up at precisely the right moment.
Who the hell are you?
My name is of no importance. I am your faithful servant.
What do you want from me?
Me? Want something from you, Dark Lord? No, I wouldn't dare. I can only humbly beseech, pitifully implore.
Out with it, then.
For a small kindness, a favour.
So you're imploring, are you? How dare you, you miserable worm. Such impudence! Get out of my sight, or I'll have you dragged into hell.
All right, I'm off. Just don't take me with you. Lord in heaven, have mercy. Our Lady of Grace, forgive my blasphemy. God bless.
Так, что надо для сабли? Медь, крепеж и сталь. Медь, крепеж и сталь.
What do you?
Show me your...
I'd like to do something.
Finally. Thank you, sir. And come again.
Блядь, тут костюм одел.
Christ almighty.
Almost got it done.
Блин, хотя бы для сабли сделали бы, не знаю, другую заготовку, типа, или меч, чтобы выглядел по-другому. Просто для всех мечей одно и то же самое. Это же сабля. Собаку. Написано, где собаку я могу убить. Угу. Надо где-то найти дикую собаку, короче, чтобы это сделать. А они в лесу обычно бегают. Ладно. Где-то по пути, может быть, и найду.
Good day.
Here, Mutt.
Greetings to you, friend.
Let's talk about the...
Hi. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Hope it lasts.
I'm ready. We can go.
We can't. We wouldn't make it to Nabokov and back by sunset. We'll meet at the second gate tomorrow at sunrise.
На рассвете. Еще почитать. Пища. Все выкинуть.
Jesus Christ